Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Just doing a little bit of diamond painting Sunday afternoon. Just really going to talk if people come in and want to chat. If not, it's going to be a very quiet stream. So I'm just working on a custom that I got from smithsbeads.co.uk. And I've been working on this for probably a couple of weeks. Hi Laura, good afternoon. It is, hang on, what time is it? It is 2:16 p.m. in Denmark. So it's already starting to get a bit darker. Won't have sunlight for much longer. So how are you? Hi Nicola, just noticed your comment. How are you? What time is it where you people are? 8:15. Nice and early on a Sunday. So I'm still working on this custom. Try to think how long it might take me. Probably another 2 weeks, maybe, something like that. Oh, Nicole, did I say Nicola? Sorry. So we did a YouTube live last night, my wife and I. I thought it was quite a good one. It was a bit different. 8:17. Okay, so it's 8:17 for everybody else except me. Yeah, we did a little game last night on the live where people were trying to guess the meaning of Danish words. I thought it was quite funny. So we've still got quite a lot to do in that. We might do it again next Saturday, carry on from where we left off. Just something a little bit different. I realised after we did the video, we never actually spoke about diamond painting at all. That's the first time that's happened. Because it was my birthday during the week, and we were talking about Danish birthday traditions, things that are, I think, unique to Denmark, if not unique to Scandinavia. Things that I didn't know about when I moved here. So we were talking about that, and then we started talking about the Danish language and how sometimes when you translate a Danish word into direct English, it's quite funny. So I made up a slideshow, and people were guessing the English word from the translations. I think the people quite enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. So how long has everybody been diamond painting? I take it everybody is in the USA. Yep, States. Got this annoying cough. A year? Yeah, that's about the same as me. I think maybe slightly over a year for me. for a while. Cool. So, what is everybody's favourite company to buy diamond paintings from? I'm just wondering if any new names are going to come up. 11 months. So pretty much the same sort of time, about a year. Except Nicole. She's been diamond painting for a while. I need to watch what I'm doing here because sometimes when I'm talking, I forget exactly what symbol I'm doing. I'm a guy and I can't multitask. So I have to think about, every time I stop and talk, I have to think about what it was I was doing. There's nothing worse than putting down the wrong drills and then having to pick them all back off again. Diamond Art Club, yep. Out of everything that I've got from or bought from different companies, Diamond Art Club are definitely in a league of their own, I would say. The quality of the canvas is just something else. I do see a lot of people complaining about the price though. But I think there's a lot of things that people don't consider. The fact that Diamond Art Club pay the artists part of the money goes to the actual person that did the artwork. Whereas some companies just take artwork from anywhere they can find it, copy it, and sell it. And the artists don't get any credit for it. If you don't mind that, that's really up to you. But I think a lot of people just aren't aware that things that are out there in the diamond painting community aren't actually, what's the correct word? I was going to say legal, I don't know if I would say that, but they aren't actually authorised to use those images. Yeah, hi Laura. I've been doing the same. I'm not really making a list though. It's just sometimes when I see new names, I'll just order something. I've ordered from quite a lot of different places. I like to see just how they all compare to each other. But I would say out of the ones that I've done so far, Diamond Art Club are definitely, I would say, the best. The only thing about Diamond Art Club, and I see it getting mentioned, is they're quite limited in the sort of the designs. An awful lot of sort of cutesy, cartoony, girly type things, which are really good, but not really my cup of tea. I like to vary the diamond paintings as much as possible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have, I don't know how many I've got, 3 or 4 anyway, I think, Diamond Art Club. Yeah, I mean, I started reading up on that. I mean, I think like most people that start diamond painting, you don't really think about it. You just see something you like and you think, oh, I like that, and that's how much it is, and I'll get it. Hi, Rosandra. I've got a frog in my throat today. It's annoying me. It must be annoying everybody else. Yeah, when I started, I was just the same as everybody. You just look for something you like and you get it. And then over time, I started to think about it a bit more. And I actually started getting in touch with companies and asking them if the artwork that they were producing was licensed. And quite a few companies got back to me. Some companies didn't reply, and I really wasn't surprised because I'd looked at their websites and I could see the pictures they were selling, and I just thought, there's no way you're licensed to sell them. And those companies never got back to me. Diamond Art Club did. I mean, the thing is that the companies that did get back were very nice, and they sort of opened my eyes to things a bit. And I'd say the one that really gave me a lot of information was Diamond Dotz. I got talking to Dennis through various emails back and forward, and he totally opened my eyes to the whole thing. So I've got a Diamond Dots, but I haven't done it yet. It's actually a Christmas one, and by the time I was sort of getting ready to start it, I thought I'm never going to get this finished for Christmas, so I decided not to do it. I didn't really want to do a Christmas one in February or something. So I'll be doing that one for Christmas this year. But I learned a lot more about the copyright things and licensing and the actual designs, how the pictures are made. Some companies just scan it a picture and a computer just generates it. And other companies have actually got people who sit and basically build the picture with drills to make sure it looks its best. So plus, some companies are a lot more careful about the chemicals that are used in the drills and the glue, different things like that. And it's quite hard to get that sort of information. But I've actually, if you ever look at the YouTube videos that I do, if you look at the bottom, I've got a list of companies that I just call the good guys. And it's companies that have told me that they are licensed. Obviously, I can only take the word for it. But they all got back to me, and they were very friendly. They liked the idea that somebody was actually asking about it, I think. But it's a very difficult thing, because if you look up diamond painting and look at pictures, you're going to find everything, like Disney stuff, Harry Potter stuff, Marvel Comics stuff, that are all copyrighted, but it doesn't stop people copying them. But I think it's a huge problem. But people, I think in general, are looking for cheaper ones. So if they're not paying the artist any money, they can afford to do them cheaper. And that's just how it is. I think more people are becoming more aware of the thing, but it's a really hard one to really do anything about. And people are always going to go looking for the cheapest. I mean, there's always going to be people looking for the cheapest, because simply they just can't afford the more expensive ones, and they'll just do that. Other people will see one, and they look at the images, they look the same, and one is half the price of the other one, and they'll just take the cheap one. Hi, Lindy. Thanks for dropping in. Just sort of touching on the whole copyright thing. I don't mean to drag the conversation down, but I think it is something that it's nice to know about, at least. I had to check I was doing the right number there. That's what happens when I stop and talk. So this one that I'm doing, I don't have any problems with the copyright, because it is actually my picture. I took the picture, I created the artwork from it, so I don't have to worry about copyright. Hi, Marissa. Marissa? Hope I said that right. Welcome to Copenhagen. Oh, you're an artist, yeah. See, the thing that I associate with is I'm really interested in music. I play guitar for a long, long time, and I know a lot of musicians, and a lot of them well, things have changed now with the COVID, but a lot of them are involved in the copyright thing. They have albums, and then people just copy their music and all that sort of stuff. Hi, Dave. Yeah, the thing is, Rosandra, Tammy actually works with copyright and trademarks. That is what she does for a living. So she is well versed on the laws and the regulations and all that sort of thing. And the product that her company makes, they have a lot of problems with the things being copied, the packaging being copied. They're using the same logo, the same font, the same colors, and the things that they copy look the same on the outside, but on the inside, the components haven't been tested to the health and safety standards and the quality standards. And they sometimes have customers contacting them and saying that they were using one of their products and it started to melt inside. And they've taken it in to the technicians. They've opened them up and found out they aren't theirs. It isn't their product, even though from the outside it looks like it. So it's a big problem with a lot of different things. Diamond painting is just one of them. Oh, Lindy's in Australia. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the problem with China is that if you actually find out about a factory that's making a counterfeit product, you have to serve them an order to basically tell them to stop it. And what happens is they just close down and move somewhere else and set up again and start again. It's just a continual thing. Very, very frustrating for the people that actually made the product, whether it be diamond painting or anything else. And the fact that if people buy a counterfeit and the quality isn't anywhere near as good as the original, the company can start to get a bad name because people think they've bought it from that company. The Caribbean. So okay, we've got Dave in. I didn't expect you to see you in here, Dave. Dave is a guy that I know through an app called Periscope, a live streaming app, and that's how I know him. I used to do Periscope, I think, for about 5 years, but it's closing down very soon. And since the coronavirus started, I haven't really been doing Periscope because I used to walk around Copenhagen and show people all the sights of Copenhagen, talk about what it's like. Okay. I've been looking into HAPS, Dave. I've contacted HAPS. I still don't know if I'm going to do it, but I might. But when the coronavirus came, I thought I don't really want to be wandering about in a pandemic. So I've basically been staying at home and doing diamond painting. And then I started thinking about it and decided to start a YouTube channel where I can basically sit at home and do this stuff and just talk to people that have got the same interest. It's a pretty small niche market. I've lived in Copenhagen. It'll be 9 years in May. So we did a live last night, my wife and I, and we were talking about Danish birthday traditions. And then we were talking about the Danish language, and we did a little fun, not quite a competition, but if you like word games, you would like it. Basically, what I did was I took Danish words and translated them, did a direct translation into English, and then people were trying to guess what the English word was. An example, the first one was Tanley, and a Tanley, if you translate that directly, it means tooth doctor. So a tooth doctor in English is a dentist. So we had Tanley, and then underneath tooth doctor, and then people who were in the live were trying to guess what a tooth doctor is. So that's what we were doing. We had a good laugh. How long? What took me there? I moved here to be with Tammy. I was living in Scotland and she was living in Copenhagen. She isn't Danish, though. That's the sort of twist, because people, obviously, it's a common question. Why did you move to Denmark, of all places? And it was to be with Tammy, simple as that. We got married in Copenhagen City Hall. So I really, really like living here. It's really, yeah, it was, Rosandra. It was. We've still got a lot to go, so we might do more next Saturday if people want to. But I noticed that after we finished, I realised we never even spoke about diamond painting at all in that. I keep going to say scope because I'm so used to Periscope. In that live stream, or that live, I suppose you would call it, we never mentioned diamond painting, I don't think, at all. But we do these Saturday lives. It really depends on what people want to talk about. That's the whole point. We like to keep it upbeat, have a bit of a laugh. Rosandra knows, she's been in quite a few. And it's just for people to have a break on the Saturday. Well, for us, a Saturday night, but a lot of people, it's Saturday during the day. And it's just to have a bit of fun and talk to people all around the world and just talk about different things, like talking about what it's like living in Denmark, the differences living in Denmark from living in Scotland, talking about the way accents, we got into that, about the Scottish accent and things that people say. So it's just really a bit of fun. Yeah, that's the thing, Dave. I mean, you know me from Periscope. I mean, I always tried to make things interesting at times, but just fun, just general chit chat, nothing serious. Like, we don't talk about religion or politics. We try and avoid that completely because we're being bombarded with politics every day, and it's good just to. Well, I would let my hair down if I had any, but it's good to just relax and have a bit of fun. Dave, he did some really, really good Periscopes, like live streams. He started eating some weird and wonderful things. And the one that I remember, I remember a few, but the one that I remember the most was that time when you went to that little cafe place, Dave, and you were eating pig's brain soup. Yeah, I mean, what happened with the Periscope is I started doing a Periscope every day from day one when the coronavirus first reached Denmark. And I was talking about what was happening here, how many people were infected, what the government was saying, how things were changing. I did that for, I think, 30 days, one day after another. And it was before it had got to America. And I knew that I was talking to a lot of people in America because I know a lot of people on Periscope. And I was just basically trying to get across what was happening and how, like, it was spreading. And at the beginning, a lot of people were saying it's more people die of the flu. I heard that so many times at the beginning. But I did 30 days, and then by that time, I'd started to pick up in America, and I thought, well, now it's there. They know what's happening. because initially it wasn't being talked about in America. Yeah, I mean, all I was doing was talking about what was happening in Denmark and comparing it to Italy, because that's where we first got it from. Yeah, but the numbers were tiny. Like now I can say that, but I remember back then I started talking about, I was worried about getting to India, like countries with massive populations. And I mean, Denmark is absolutely tiny. The population of Denmark is about 6 million people. Now, in America, you've got cities that have got more of a population than Denmark. I mean, even London, I think, has a population of just over 8 million people. That's one city in the UK, has more people than Denmark. And that's what made it easy at the beginning to keep track of what was happening, because we knew who got it, where they came from, where they got it. It was easy to track everything at the very beginning. And then initially it was people coming in from Italy was the main thing, ski resorts. They were coming back from vacation and then falling ill. And then it didn't really spread to anybody else. It was always people that were coming in. And then it started to spread inside Denmark, and then things picked up. But it's a much smaller scale than America, for example. I'm just stopping to read the comments. Yeah, I think, like I said, when we do these lives on Saturdays, I do call them diamond painting because that is the common link that probably we all have, apart from Dave, that we all diamond paint. So there is there's a connection there. But I like to talk to people around the world and just talk about random things, and I just find it interesting. I've been to America once. Yeah, again, there's another periscoper that I know in Australia, and he was sort of talking about it a way back, and the fact that people weren't like distancing from each other and things. They weren't really bothering about it. But I think Australia actually did very well. But now it's starting to pick up. But now we've got so many different strains appearing, it seems to be there's something new every day. It's really, really hard to follow everything that's happening. But again, I mean, I'm talking about it now, but on the Saturdays, it's me and my wife, and we just, I mean, there's a few people here that have been in some. It's purely for fun. We don't get bogged down in anything serious, and it's deliberate. We just want to take a break and chill out. Simple as that. And I think it works really well. And people are curious about Denmark and how I ended up in Denmark, and do I speak Dutch? When I did Periscope and walked around Copenhagen, the number of people that came in and asked me if I spoke Dutch was unbelievable. They don't speak Dutch in Denmark, they speak Danish. And I always wondered, why do people think that people in Denmark speak Dutch? I never ever figured it out. I don't know if it's just because it starts with a D. Denmark, Dutch. Sounds like it makes sense. Yeah, that's true, especially when Tammy starts laughing. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, hi Angie, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Tammy was she couldn't stop laughing. And I think that's what everybody liked. Everybody was just sitting laughing. And again, I think that's good. I mean, no, we weren't laughing, well, we were sort of laughing at her, but she just took one of those turns where she couldn't stop laughing. So I think everybody's just sitting watching it and laughing, and that's the point. Really, ideally, what we want is people to leave and feel like, yeah, that was a good hour, or in one case, 2.5 hours. We got carried away one night and sort of lost track of time. But as long as people are commenting, it's fun. But it's when it goes quiet, and because we never know who's going to drop in. I mean, we don't expect that anybody's setting their alarm to say, oh, Jim and Tammy are going to be on. You've got to fit it in around the real world, and we totally understand that as well. But you can watch the replays. And I thought with the word game last night, that's something that you could watch yourself and still join in, because you can sit there and you can try and guess what the word is before either I move on because nobody got it, or before somebody guesses it. So yeah, it was good. We enjoyed it. But I think we've done, I'm losing track of the lives. I think we've done about 4 or 5 now. And every one has went really well. And we're starting to get to know people. And that's good as well. And you'll have noticed when I talk, I can't dot at the same time. I can't multitask. If I start talking and then I'm doing this at the same time, I end up putting them in the wrong place, and then I have to sit and pick them all back out again. But I would rather talk. I mean, and Dave will know that. And I enjoy talking to people. I used to do public talks when I lived in Scotland, and I did them for, I think, about 16 years, talking to all different people, all different ages, everything from preschool groups to zoos and universities and vet schools. And I did home visits. I used to visit people at home as well. That was a major hobby, and I ended up doing a TV slot for 20 weeks every Thursday evening on live television. So I'm used to talking. I thought if you minimise the live, do you not see the comments? I thought if you minimised it, I'm sure I did that. I watched it live, and if you watch full screen, you can't see the comments, but if you minimise it, the comments are on the right-hand side. But the thing about that one that we did about the Danish words is you don't even really need to see the comments. You just need to see the words and then try and guess them yourself. They don't. I'm sure I watched. When I first watched the replay, I was the same. I thought I can't see any comments. But when I minimised it, like, I didn't have it full screen. I'll need to check that. I've got it in my mind that I could see the comments if I didn't show it in full screen. I'll check that. Yeah, it's funny how things happen in life. I never ever expected to be living in Copenhagen. And with the talks that I did in Scotland, I wanted to be a vet. Like when I was a kid, I was always interested in everything and anything to do with nature, whether it was animals or plants, just everything. And then I wanted to be a vet for as far back as I can remember. And then I got higher chemistry, and I could not get my head around that. So I ended up giving up. And about 20 years later, I was doing a talk in Edinburgh Vet School in an auditorium on stage with a laptop, talking to vet students about exotic animal husbandry, and they were actually listening to what I was saying. And then from that, I went to Glasgow and did another talk, and to an even bigger audience of vet students. And I remember thinking when I was doing it, especially the first one, standing in an auditorium on a stage, looking at all these students. I think there was about 75 students. The second one was just over 100. And I was standing talking to them and thinking, I wanted to be a vet, and I'm standing here talking to vets about exotic animal husbandry. It was a really, really weird experience. No, it isn't snowy in Copenhagen. It snowed a few days ago, but it didn't lie. And last winter, I can't remember actually having any snow. It's cold, but we don't really get snow. And Copenhagen is on a small island called Zealand. And I think the fact that we're surrounded by sea, and so we have the sea air is basically blown over the island all the time. Um, I think that sort of is part of it. Yeah, that's right, Angie. Just I thought maybe I was wrong because I only did it once. I remember going in and I was just checking that the sound was okay and the light was okay. And I had it on full screen. I thought, oh, that sucks because people can't see what I'm answering. And then I minimized it and the window appears on the right hand side and you can see all the comments. So that's good. Yeah, thanks. Just clarified that. Oh yeah, the live chat button. Oh, I can't remember that. I can't remember, but I know I had seen it. I don't think it'll be because of your iPad, Lindy, but I would imagine it's going to work. But yeah, I've got an iPad. I'll maybe do that later and just check. Estella. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Estella from Hungary. Welcome to Denmark. So I'm still sort of getting used to this YouTube thing. I am so used to using Periscope, and I used that for about 5 years, I think. Just checking who's in. So yeah, we're just basically chatting about pretty much anything. Last night we ended up. What were we talking about last night? We were talking about dogs at one point. The types of dogs that people had. Sort of, it was. I sort of mentioned the fact about cats. A couple of people said they had cats, and I have noticed that. In diamond painting, cats seem to be a popular theme. Get a lot of pictures of WIPs with cats walking over them. But we do sometimes talk about diamond painting. It just depends what people start talking about. Like just now, I'm just looking at the comments and answering things, and that might lead to somebody asking a different question, and that's just how things work. Yeah, that's right, Rosandra. Yeah. Oh, you need to post. I don't know if you've done it. I haven't looked in the group yet. You need to send Tammy a picture of your dog. Okay, Lindy. Thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate people spending a bit of time. Have a good sleep. Yeah, the thing is, I see that, and the first thing I think is hair on the glue. We don't have any furry pets, so we don't have to worry about that. 7 months. So just a pup, a big pup. As I was saying last night, I've owned quite a few dogs over the years, but we live in an apartment in Copenhagen. Uh, it's finding time. It's not the same as living in a house. I'd never lived in an apartment until I came here. So it means that in the middle of the night, you can't just open the back door and let them out. You've got to get dressed, get shoes on, and go for a walk, and then find a park. But there's the. I mean, everybody that's got pets knows, but it's the commitment that you've got to like be there to feed them and give them a bit of attention, that sort of thing. It's quite a demand, and I think as you get older as well, I think you can get lazy. At least I can. Yeah, the thing is, the hairs, it's like cat hairs and dog hairs get everywhere. Guaranteed they're going to find their way onto the glue. I'm actually planning to do a video about things sticking to glue. I've got a spare canvas because I got one that was creased and the company sent me a new one. So I thought the common question is about when people accidentally stick paper, and it's usually the key. It's usually this hits the glue and it just has to touch it and the paper rips into the glue. And people are always asking, how do you get it off? But I've been reading different things about people trying different things that they thought would work and they didn't. So I'm planning to use the faulty canvas and try putting different things on it to see how it sticks and to see how difficult it is to get off. The one that I'm really curious about is cling film. I did read in one group, someone covered it in cling film to keep it clean. And I just thought that is just a total nightmare. So I'm going to try cling film. I'm going to try paper because obviously that's the one that happens all the time. Just let people see it and show them how to get it off and explain what happens when you're doing that. And then there's like greaseproof paper, kitchen paper, tissue paper. I'm going to do cling film. I might do tin foil just to see what happens, see if I can get it back off. I'm also going to pull the glue. It's the double-sided glue. It's not poured glue. So I'm also going to pull the corner up deliberately and peel it back to let people see what happens when it goes wrong. Because when I do videos and I do the unboxings, I always talk about how to straighten the canvas quickly. And I always talk about be very careful when you're at the corner and you're lifting the top sheet. Make sure you don't catch the glue by mistake. But because this canvas is basically going in the bin, I'm going to deliberately lift the glue and then try and put it back down again, just to show why you don't want that to happen. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like wax paper because it looks like wax paper. And I know a lot of people have done it, and they talk about parchment paper. I don't know what parchment paper is. I've got or what I'm going to use is just the sheets that you get for in the oven that you put at the bottom of trays. Baking sheets, I would just call that. I don't know what the right name is, but I'm going to get one of them and cut it up a bit, make it a bit smaller, and try that. I haven't tried it. I'm going to do the whole thing, like never done any of it before. Well, apart from the paper. We have done the paper because during the summer, a gust of wind blew in and it caught the key, like Tammy's key, and it flipped it over onto the canvas. And of course, it landed on the glue. And that caused a bit of a panic. And I kept reading baby wipes, baby wipes, baby wipes, baby wipes. So I went down to the supermarket and got baby wipes. We came back. Tammy tried it. It did take the paper off, but the glue lost all its stickiness and she panicked. But once I think it's the alcohol in the baby wipe, once that evaporated off, the glue was sticky again. But it would have been nice to have read that rather than just saying baby wipes, baby wipes, baby wipes. I think it's important to explain to people baby wipes, but you'll lose the stickiness in the glue. But once it dries, it'll be sticky again. It saves a lot of panic. Yeah, I use, well, you got all these different names. That's the confusing thing as well. This is what I use. Where am I? The camera. This is called release paper, but it's exactly the same thing. It's just a different name for the same thing. So you can see that the area I'm working on is the size of this stuff. So it sticks on and it peels off. And this is what I use all the time now. I take the main cover that comes with the diamond painting off when I'm ready to actually work on it, and I cover it in these things. And I did a little YouTube video showing the way that I lay them out, because you don't think about it the first time, or I didn't. You just want to put them down. But there is a way to put them that makes it easier when you actually go to do the diamond painting, so they come off in order and they're not underlapping, they're overlapping. So you have to think about the way that you want to work, and then you put the sheets down in the reverse order. It makes sense in the video. Yeah, no stick parchment paper. I don't know if that's the same. I do see stuff that's looks very, very thin, and it's a sort of very light tan-ish colour. I know people use some kind of, I forget what to call it, some kind of baking paper or something, but I read that if you use it, you only really use it once. If you keep using it, it loses the waxiness and eventually it sticks. Baby wipes didn't work. Really? I wonder if it depends on the baby wipes. See, this is where I'm that type of person that's always why, like why this, why that. So yeah, that's interesting, because the baby wipes that we used were absolutely perfect. You just wipe the paper, it goes wet, and then you can just peel it off. The stickiness goes completely on the glue, but after about 10-15 minutes, it gets sticky again, and it's as good as new once it's done. But we had no problems at all. Okay, I just got a message from Tammy. She's out getting groceries. At the moment in Denmark, you're not allowed any more than one person from a household in the store at a time. So she has gone with the car and probably filled the car with groceries. So I'm going to have to go and give her a hand to bring them up here. Oh, full canvas, okay. I'm going to mess about with the canvas that I've got that I can waste. I'm going to try maybe like a full A4 sheet of paper on it and see what happens. A little piece of paper, see what happens. The whole thing. None of it has been rehearsed, because I want to do it just as if it's just happened type thing. Just to see how the things all compare. I think it'll be quite interesting for people. Anyway, I better go. I have to go and pick up groceries. So thanks for dropping in, and thanks for joining in the chat. That is the most important thing. If nobody talks, I don't have anything to talk about. Yeah, that's a good one, Rosanda. I'm trying to think of different things. Since I've got the canvas, try different things to see what happens. Anyway, I better go. So again, thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday. And in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.